Hello everyone, welcome to another Wednesday, another Solo Bro Reviews. Today, as you can see in the top left corner, we are reviewing the Universim. This game has done quite a lot. I am a member, I just don't want to sign in here, so I'll deal with that later. But this game has been out for quite some time. It's a really fun game. And it's a very good game to kind of like let it do its own thing. So basically, long story short, you are a god. You get to deal with these creatures, these little dudes here. They are called nuggets. So we're just going to kind of quickly get into all this stuff here. So on this screen here, this does kind of talk about like the different traits they can have, natural disasters, wild animal attacks, exile aggression, because there are other nuggets, creator point regeneration. I tend to leave all of this just the same. Now, you can kind of go down like Arnold here, eat a bit more food than the average nugget, but their bulky physique weighs them down, lowering their maximum stamina. So they all have like their positive and negatives here. So Highlander lives forever unless killed by an external force, tends to sleep far longer than other nuggets, and once infected, this nugget, so yeah, see, I don't really do that. Anyway, we're just going to kind of start here. So we're going to kind of get in, and I'm going to be very quiet in this beginning because it's my favorite part. So, got to let it load. And now I did choose to generate a huge planet, which is an experimental. Planets don't tend to be that big. There's a large that's probably better, but I want to do huge this time. So, the whole goal, and yes, you may think that it's frozen. It kind of is freezing because it's generating stuff. Technically, the goal of this game is to shoot your nuggets into outer space. I'm going to be quiet now.
Wake up.
Down here, this is a true
Wake
story.
up, creator. This is the beginning of your story. It starts with nothing. Nothing but an infinite void. However, you, with a single touch, can awaken the light. And so the universe sprang into being. Worlds filled with endless potential were scattered into the beyond. They formed into many different shapes and sizes. And while most were doomed to drift among the cosmos barren and alone, others flourished. These few planets soon became home to the greatest phenomenon of all.
Sorry, volume warning.
However, life is a peculiar thing. It comes and goes as swiftly as a bit of space debris burning up in an atmosphere. A creator's purpose was always that of an observer, to simply admire the fleeting beauty of life's beginnings and ends. Yet, this balance could never last. The issue with allowing a species to evolve independently is that they always fail to do so. For life to have a better chance of succeeding, it needs a helping hand. Ah, here we are. Welcome to Mother Planet. This is a rare sight. For it came to be that there was day and night, warmth and cold, and water to flow through the planet's veins. The soil was rich with minerals, which gave rise to a thick blanket of green. The perfect ecosystem was formed. It is no wonder, then, why life has chosen to inhabit it. A new species has been born, and they need guidance, This is your purpose now. Their very existence rests in your hands.
Okay. So now that the intro is done, we're going to kind of get into the game here. So in the top left corner, this is your quest. It says place the epicenter. We'll click this button down here, but I'll do that in a second. I want to find a good area, and I kind of want to show you this planet. So this is our planet, and there's our moon. That is one of our goals to get to. That is never going to happen in this episode, but the whole goal of this game is to create a civilization that can thrive on its own and can kind of handle itself without your constant need to kind of, for lack of better terms, always help. Ooh. Just a quick thing, there are different areas. So there's like a desert here, there's a lush area here, there's forest here. You can see the ground tiles are a little different. There is a full day-night cycle, depending on where you're at in the planet. It could be night on one side, day on the other. This whole game was designed really, really well. And I bought this game when it came out in early access. And it was a hell of a lot of fun. So I like this area here to place the epicenter. So let's do this. So we're going to click this button at the very bottom here. Now, Q and E are to rotate, just so you're kind of aware on this one. So I'm going to go right... I don't want to break that. I want my nuggets to break it. We're going to go right... I don't know, right there. Sure. So this is the evolution tower. This is your main hub.
Take a look at your new subjects.
There's my nuggets.
They're called nuggets. Largely because of their body's apparent inability to keep itself in one piece. Adahi and Elu.
Adahi, I'm sorry. I thought it said
their
Adahi.
Species. They are the founders of everything that nuggets will ever know or achieve.
Now, at the top of the screen, I kind of want to go over all these little buttons here because there's a lot. This is your energy power, so this is what you can use to create things. This is the nuggets that believe in you, so they don't believe in me right now. Happiness, crime level, so you can get crime. And then this is, of course, your temperature, which way the wind's blowing. You can get sound the alarm, so if something's attacking, you can click this button and people kind of run inside. This is the day-night cycle here. This is your fast-forward button. This is a god light, so at nighttime you'll have a light around your cursor. Pause button, screenshot. Planet filters, so you can filter out kind of a different thing, so like health, hunger, thirst, age, education, all that stuff here. You can click this button, brings you right back to your evolution tower. This button kind of goes over all of your nuggets here, including young and old. And this is your buildings list, so right now they are currently wanting to work on residential, so I'm just going to kind of resume this. Down at the bottom of the screen here, there's a bunch of different things here. I'm going to pause it again. So this is your creators panel. So this is kind of the different things you can do. So there's wrath, and there's different things like earthquakes, fires, electrify, meteor strike, tornadoes, influence, telekinesis, jolt of joy, holy ground, build residential in the area, basically make love to people, kickstart. There's like a bunch of different things, and this is like the healing one. So protective dome and rejuvenate, and then you have forestation and trickle effect. Then you have buildings. So Tier 1, medieval, Tier 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these unlock as you go, but as of right now, epicenter, you have a bunch of different buildings for each thing. So there's epicenter, utilities, resource management, manufacturing, defense, recreation, all this stuff here. We want to basically make sure our nuggets stay alive. There's a second page for that now. That's cool. So long story short, and at the very bottom here, discovery points. This is later in the game when you get into more of the modern area. This is your food. This is your water. It tells you your stored drinking water, consumption, how much wood, stone, planks. This expands by a lot, like a lot. This is your basically like, okay, these are the things you can do. This is your resource screen here. So similar to Factorio, it tells you your resource production and usage. This is your news, and then this is your planet. So I want to talk about the planet very specific on this one. So there's two things you got to be mindful of. Water, forestation, oxygen. That's the atmosphere. That's thing one. Thing two is pollution. So you have to make sure that You're not producing a bunch of pollution because it can cause issues. So if we are at pollution level 1, that's your max temperature. Nuggets sick in the next hour. But same with atmosphere. You got to make sure the atmosphere stays up in the 4 tier. You got to make sure pollution stays down as low as possible. So in the bottom left corner, you see this thing spinning down here. This is your research panel. I'm going to zoom out and just kind of wee, oh my god, and then it ends over here. So there is really so much stuff. Like, all this down here is new. Like, I haven't played since they've done some major updates. I think I got to about right. Aerospace. Got to, like, I think right here. There was a couple. It was probably up farther. But tells you down here where you're at. Stone Age, Medieval Age, Modern Age, Space Age. And then this is your research. So what I like to do first is I like to do fire. And you can queue these up. Water flow, so you can store the water. Primitive cooking. And I like to do, fishing. So that's what I like to do. So now we're going to unpause the game. Now, these do have a time. How that one said 45 seconds. That's in normal speed.
Natural evolution is a wonderful thing to observe. Unfortunately, it usually ends poorly. We don't have time for that. Fortunately, you have the ability to influence your civilization's evolution and improve its chances of survival.
We'll talk about this in a second.
You can prioritize whatever your heart desires, but remember that the heart is idiotic at best. So use your head instead. That's a pretty good motto to live by. Well, unless you're mining stone, of course.
Anyway, so as you see here, there is this little roped off area. This is a building area. As I hover over it, you see it says residential. If I click on it, it says there's a supporter, constructors, and the resources it needs. You can prioritize, you can pause it, all this stuff. Let me do that. So they will build this naturally. However, I can pick stuff up. So if I hold left control and I hold left click on something, I can fine.
This is quite a beautiful planet.
Yes, it is.
Try not to ruin it, will you?
No guarantees. You can pick things up. So this is your like powers kind of thing here. So we had telekinesis selected. So if I hold left control, you see down here it says lay Cupidon. That's basically make love. I like to leave it on telekinesis, but for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the building. We're going to focus on that and research. Now, really quickly, this little dirt path here, this is a road. Once this is placed, what actually is interesting is that there are fictitious roads that exist. And the fictitious roads basically are what will be created to, well, create roads to different things. That's its whole goal. Now, it needs wood. That's exactly what this is. Now, as you see, Adelaide here is...
Nuggets are all
Adahay.
unique to one another. Although there are some things that are shared between nuggets, these include the need for certain essentials like food and water.
Whoa.
A stable roof over their heads, and an occasional nap. They want to learn,
No, they don't.
build, discover,
Yes, they do.
and create.
Yes, they do. Yes.
It would all be quite
No, it
inspirational
won't.
if they also didn't happen to be the species that initially thought their shadows were trying to eat them.
Fair. That's cool. Anyway, you can click on each nugget. So each nugget does have their own. So you can, there is specific powers you can do right off the bat. Tells you their education. You can arrest a nugget. You can make them believe in you by doing certain things, and I'll kind of talk about that in a second. Hello. So right here. So we don't mean to sound like we're complaining, but we're having a tough time doing all of the work, just the two of us. Is there any way we could expand our civilization? Absolutely.
I'm beginning to feel that
Guess what we're gonna
have the
do?
wrong address.
Hey,
Do they
you,
really think
you,
can solve
and
these
you,
problems?
go make love. Go on. I'm going to speed up the game. Go on. So now, as you see here, they now believe in me, basically. So
Is
they
this
have
something
that.
you enjoy watching?
Yes. Now you can click on it and it says "Do not disturb," and I can't look at anything. And we're just going to kind of wait. And we're going to wait.
Oh,
There, they're done.
would you look at that?
So now there's a baby.
A little
Stop,
baby.
stop. There's a child. Why are you sobbing? Help Adelaide and Elu name the newborn nuggets. Okay. So we have 2. Let's click on you. Her name is Stone. Let's name her Stonette. And Rock. Just like that. That's just like that. I received 1 believer.
Aren't they adorable when
So
they're
he
young?
believes,
Don't
and
get
she
too
believes,
attached, though. They're
and the
still
kid
mortal after all.
believes, and the other one
Plus,
doesn't.
they will soon be old enough to have an opinion and make questionable life decisions. Let's see how much you like them then.
Now, I did build my place in kind of a poo-poo area, and that's not a bad thing, but it's just we have to build water. So right there, so here are the fictitious roads. So you see these outlines here. This is what will build roads. And as you see here, it's already kind of following the path of roads a little bit. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to build a water pump, basically, because we need good water. Now, of course, the animals do run away. And research has been done. I would prefer to have... Let's do that one. So, you do have to kind of pick and choose what you do. That is not... You can turn on automated research. Where the heck's the button? Auto research right here. So, if nothing's on here, it will eventually select something to research. So let's kind of take a look here. So we don't have... I'm trying to find a well. Fast forward everything. At least I don't see a well. That's okay. We're getting reservoirs built now, so it's fine. Oh. Sorry. There's the water flow study. So now we have reservoirs. So I like to build reservoirs near residents because that's where they're going to go drink water from. Now, I want to show something with this too. So this game is very specific. So you can build in front of a road. It'll cut this piece off and it'll rebuild it somewhere else. But if you look, there's these little dotted outlines on the side. So there's the larger panel, which is can't build within each other, but you can build the larger panel like right here. But if you go down and you get to that inner one, it'll break the road. So I like to try and do it like that, just like that. That's it. Now, this is going to be one of those games where I'm not going to be able to showcase everything in one episode. And so I really, really, really want to show you all this game to the best of my ability. So I can't rush this, though. That's the downfall. This game sets its own pace. So you have to be mindful that that is going to happen. Now, okay.
The summer sun is excellent for slow roasting a few nuggets.
Things are heating up again. So it's summer. So right here it says, okay, it needs 9 wood, 21 stone. So we can actually help with this. So let's go... Let's grab some telekinesis. Let's grab a tree. And we're going to go and we're going to hover over this. There's a green circle. We'll go boop. And we just threw a tree in there. It gave it 2 wood. So now we just need a little more wood.
So, you've uprooted a tree.
Yep, I did.
Now what?
Now, this does take creator power. So as you saw in the top left corner,
again, are we?
It went from 72 to 68. And he's a smart ass, and he likes to talk a lot. So, again, it's about 4 per. So, I like to help my peeps kind of build their stuff right off the bat so that it's a little bit easier to kind of do right away. Do that. There, just like that. Now, all it needs is a constructor to come over and construct the building. Now... What's really cool about the residential areas is, if I remember correctly, they try to build the residentials along the road. They don't just build willy-nilly anywhere. So it is pretty nice how this game works. So when it came out in alpha, like early alpha,
I've read over the new research, Creator.
Yeah.
Impressive stuff for a species that still thinks the planet is flat.
they didn't have roads, really. They didn't have anything like that. Now they've really fleshed out this game. It is, I believe, in its full release. It's really cool. So we'll kind of start with this, the reservoir. So as you saw, I just kind of clicked on it. There's also a cloud above it. The reservoir says, okay, here's what water's reserved, and here's the amount that's drinkable. Awesome. These are its temperature guidelines on this one. So it's saying 93 degrees. It's evaporating, but it'll freeze at -22. So we have to be kind of careful.
One of your nuggets has taken ill after drinking from the lake, Creator.
Can you not?
More will follow. They're not very good at identifying patterns yet. Do them a favor and build some wells.
I don't know where wells are. Let me heal him. Hold on, where's the... There. So that heals everything. So if he had a broken limb, if he's sick, rejuvenation, instantly heals him for everything. Now, these are, like I said, those achievements. So this is Book of Love, Newborn Nuggets, and it just kind of keeps going. So the water wheel is built. So now it's saying plus 30. This is saying plus 30 per 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, we're going to get 30 water in the reservoir. And then down here, this will filter it and make it drinkable water. So you got to be kind of mindful of all that. Now, what we're going to do as well is we're going to build an eatery. So again, I like to build it next to the reservoir. It makes it easier to kind of keep an eye on it and stuff like that. So we're going to build the eatery right, I'd say right there is fine. This will allow nuggets to basically create food that can be eaten, stuff like that. It's quite interesting to say the least. I hear somebody making babies. Yep.
Ah, the wonders of biological life. It is truly, truly disgusting.
I told you, he's sassy. Now, see, they have a temple building here. I want to talk about that in a second, but the idea behind this game is you could be a malevolent god, you could be a terrible god, you could be a pain in the ass god that kills your people, all that stuff. Awesome. You want to be, in my opinion, a nice god. The reason why I say be a nice god, because you get passive regeneration on your stuff here, and that can actually speed up quite a lot. Reservoirs. We're going to do that. I want the reservoirs to kind of be upgraded right off the bat so we have drinking water, because we're getting lots of people already. As you see in the top right corner, we have 4 adult nuggets. We have 2 little children nuggets. So I'll kind of click into this here. They all currently believe in us. But these are the worker ones that can work. So, all right. I want to talk about this. This is the temple idea. So down here, it kind of tells you, okay, how much of a pain god are you? That's going to be this bottom one here.
Winter's coming, Creator.
As you see, hold on. Nugget, I want to assign, let's assign rock.
Another happy worker.
Right here, so this goes between the two. This is the niceness, this is the badness. This is the niceness, this is the badness. Good stuff like that. What we want to do is we want to actually hire people to come here and praise us. So we're going to hire 1 nugget. Now, as you see here, there's like these grinding stones. You can pick up a nugget, throw them in here, and it gives you a decent chunk of energy power. But that makes you a bad god, basically. So the more of a bad god you get, the more energy points you get from sacrificing nuggets, but you don't gain any passive. Vice versa, the more nice you are, the more you'll get per minute, but you won't get any from sacrifices. So you gotta kind of play your cards wisely. We now have a fishing pier, so we want to start getting passive food right now. So we want, let's try and keep these a little close together here. So also, they do build these small little things here. So as you see, there's like a little chicken thing here. We're going to just kind of, boop, we're
Fish
gonna
will
that.
add to the food supply. But don't forget that lakes freeze in winter.
They do. Now, this is one of the bigger ones, so we're kind of fine on that one. So as you see, it kind of goes way the hell over here. Anyway, I want to show you how in-depth this game is with water. If I click on this, it'll literally tell you how much fish is in here, how many pumps are consuming water. So this pump's consuming 0.1 water a second. It has 52,000 water. I'm not worried about it. It'll also tell you fish spawning rate slow, lake is polluted, could be lava in the lake. We don't want any of that. We want the fish to be happy. Now, some of the kiddos grew up, so we're going to kind of assign another one to here. And now we're going to, what unlocked this? We want the engineer's hut. Let me explain why. The engineer's hut is going to be the one that kind of goes around to fix buildings. If you do not have an engineer's hut, your buildings will slowly decay and then crumble and die. It's basically kind of the whole dealio here. So we want to do it to where it can kind of encompass everything. There's not going to be a good way to do that. So let me just put it here for now. I think that encompasses this, but as you see here, oh, also, boop, kind of shows you what it's like inside their home. Anyway, this shows you their health, so you can click to demolish it, but it's about 159 of 300. You can use rejuvenation on it, and now it's back to 100% again. Backbreaking work. Finish the fishing hut. Okay.
You might be too kind for this world creator.
I am.
Oh, well,
all right, anyway,
I suppose it'll
a
give you
bunch
some
of wood.
time to
Cool,
practice
that's
your powers, while that nugget lays in a
telekinesis.
hammock sipping a mojito. You're looking a little weak, creator.
Yes, I know. Because I'm using a lot of my powers. Now, you will scare people when you use powers near them, so you have to be careful. If you're not careful, you'll spook them, and then you'll become a bad god. You don't want to do that. It looks like they've already done it. Look at that. See? And now we're going to just shoot you right there. And it's done. Just as easy as that. Well, it's got to be built, but there's no supporters here because it's already being built. And there's 2 constructors on it. You cannot assign constructors. It's an automatic thing. So we kind of just got to wait for this to be built. There's the second guy. They're hammering it. There's a third one now is assigned to it. And just like that, it's done. So now we're going to assign a nuggy to it. A nug. We're going to do that one. Nug. Okay. Their hut. Oh! Okay.
The pumps
So as you see here, there's like this little
solid creator.
I don't care.
hope you have enough reservoirs to sustain your civilization.
That's
through the
exactly what I was
winter.
going to kind of go over in a minute. But I'm glad he kind of brought it up. When it's wintertime, things freeze. Your reservoirs freeze. Your water lakes freeze. Everything freezes. You need to have enough... Great. You need to have enough water to basically ensure that it can be there. So when it hits negative 22, this will freeze. We don't want this to freeze. We want this to stay warm. So as you see up here, it says 20 degrees now. It will slowly start to get colder as the winter progresses. We don't really want to do that. And that's fine. We will kind of just go on the way on itself. So now...
Did you know that snow isn't white? It's an illusion, a simple trick. Go ahead and take a closer look.
Yeah. Also, this video is going to be about a 45-minute video, just because there's so much to cover right off the bat. And I'd rather it be covered to a good majority to show you all what it is, instead of just going, haha, go figure it out yourself. I don't want to do that. So 9 of 18. Let's see. 17. We want one more. There. Now, there we go. It's actually what I want to show you. Right
What
here.
is it you're
So you
hoping
see
to
how there's
see
two buildings
exactly?
here? This is technically one residential spot, two homes. And that's kind of what I wanted to show earlier, but I wasn't sure if this one would upgrade because it's a singular. They can do this. Now, what's really interesting about this game is they programmed it to where when there's an engineering hut, they'll try to build within its range to keep the engineering ability to, like, make sure it gets repaired kind of stuff. Yeah, I know I'm right here. So they do try. Now...
You look a little confused.
No, I don't.
Don't worry, I expected as much.
Stop it.
I know you have questions, but you'll learn everything in time.
Stop
On your own, without bothering me.
Stop it. You're so mean. So we're going to just kind of get two more of those reservoirs queued up here. Beautiful. So now we have engineers. So the engineer is going to go around. It's going to fix up any buildings that are low on health. That is their job. Now, I'll kind of just sit here and you guys can see how everything works. This game becomes autonomous in the future. What I mean by that is at some point, a research is going to go, like Ministry of Water, right? Once the Ministry, right there, the Ministry of Water helps automate water management and keep your civilization running fluidly. They'll start automatically building things like reservoirs to keep the water going. They do not, excuse me, they will not build these things, water pumps. They used to do it to where they would also build wells, but I don't see a well anymore in this game. Air filter. So I don't know if they just did away with wells because wells were kind of like a cheap workaround. I honestly have no idea. I don't see wells anymore. Makes me a little sad. Heliport. Don't really care about you. Hospital forecast, yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I don't see wells anymore, and that's okay. Cemetery, town hall, school, expedition camp, garage, bridge, cloning center, airport, hyperlube. Okay, well, I guess they did away with wells altogether. So they kind of force you to make reservoirs because it looks like it'll make drinking water from the reservoir. I kind of like that idea. Wells were nice and all, but they also were kind of really cheap. Oh, here's another one. There is a range for almost everything. So the eatery doesn't necessarily have a range, but the reservoir does. So within this reservoir, anyone that lives here will go to this reservoir to basically drink water, which is awesome. And you can upgrade the reservoir later when you get better materials and stuff. So it's quite nice in my opinion. I want to prioritize that one. I don't care about that one. So as you see, you can kind of see this a little bit. Right here, there's like little snow streaks here. It's already starting to show roads and stuff being built around here. Now, these roads do change, fluctuate, the good stuff like that. Later in the game, roads are an important thing because it uses vehicles. But we're not going to get there in this episode, so y'all will have to figure that out on your own. So we're just going to kind of let winter go by. Now, up here is technically your forecast. You can build what's known as a weather tower, so long as you have the research for it. And I'll even find it here. It is... Nope. Nope. It's somewhere. Oh, maybe it's in here. Castle farm, cattle farm, gas mine, stone mine. Nope, nope, nope. It's somewhere in here.
Things are beginning to look green and happy again. Let's take a moment to appreciate it before you do something wrong.
Hey, I don't always do things wrong, okay? I'm special. It's okay. So now it's springtime, basically. So we basically went through an entire season from spring, summer, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter. Now, here, you know what? Here, let me go to this side of the planet. Let's see. Where's the sun? The sun is over there. So as you see here, how it's like really dark, I want to show you the god light. So as you see, it's dark here, but if I turn on the god light, I get this little bit of light here.
This water pump system is rather advanced for such a young civilization. I mean, sure, it's built out of rocks, wood, and a bit of string, but impressive nonetheless.
Good. And now we have a storage site. And this is going to be your biggest center of building, is going to be your storage site. I recommend building it in the middle of your town right away. Now, I'm going to build possibly 2 of them. Oh, that's the engineer's hut. Let me see here. Yeah. Can I build 2 side by side without damaging the road? Yes, I can. So the reason why I'm saying these are your main things is because this is where your nuggets are going to gather all your resources from to build things. Put this in a centralized location. That's it. That's all I can say. I'm going to go town hall. We're going to go calendar. Here we go. Forecast tower. Yeah, I don't know where that is, but that's fine. We're going to do cooking utensils. Every building has a purpose in this game. Every building, which is kind of nice. Get another one of you. Like this one, the eatery. Tells you the raw food that's here, how many prepared dishes there are, and beverages that are here as well. No problem. As you read here, they reduce a nugget's thirst decay speed by half, which is awesome. Nugget named a city. They named my city. So see, we don't get to name our city. We don't get to name our planet. We only get to name nuggets. At least I think. It's fine. But as you see, we now have 9 adult nuggets. So we are quickly growing. Yeah, you're 2 years old and you're gonna go be a praiser. They expand really fast. They grow up quick. So we'll kind of, as you see, there's already 2 more kids. See, that's their house. It's gonna stay the same. Can I click on that one? Nope. Versus that house was different. Versus, I don't have another one to show. Damn. It's okay. Now, residential houses, from my understanding, only build when people are old enough and they kind of get their shamanism. And they kind of get to that spot where, okay, well, I'm going to have a family now. Great, whatever. We don't want that. We want... I don't... See, now, this is the other weird one. So sometimes those outer boundaries don't work.
You
so
can
I'm
do
put
a
the
fair
hospital right
amount
there.
of healing yourself, but it's good you're teaching them to take it into their own hands,
Exactly.
Creator.
Exactly. So now... we're going to kind of let all this stuff build here. So this is prioritized. I'll help out. You're panicked because a tree got picked up, I think. Nope, you're fine. Or you were fine. So as you see, the timer down there is ticking down pretty fast because we're fast forwarded. But if I wasn't fast forwarded, it would be a total of 4 minutes. Fast forwarding is going to be your best friend in this game. Now, excuse me. I know this has been here. You all have seen it many times. It's an asteroid. You can click it, and oh my god, there's a crate. Click it again. It opens. Click it one more time, and there's a box. So what we could do is we could take this box and come back to the epicenter. And it puts the box here. Now, as you see here, it is all asterisks. We have no idea what's in this box. It's a mystical box. Our people will study it. And they will figure out what that box is and what it does. So as you see here, he is studying the box. And now it's slowly translating these words. These boxes... these boxes can either be a blessing or they can hurt you if you're not careful. So they give you that option to scrap the box if you think it has a potential to hurt people. I don't know why that's glitched there. I'm sorry. I'll try to ignore it. Here we go. Storage. Has 150. You can store 150 of anything. From herbs to stone, bricks, planks, wood, veggies. This is why I said we need to build these in your main epicenter, because this is where everything's going to kind of build from and outwards. So I'm hoping they'll study this fast enough. They're already building another residential house. Awesome. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build another engineer's hut, probably down here, next to a graveyard.
Do you enjoy music, Creator? I was thinking about taking up the violin. It'll come in handy when something tragic happens.
When I zoom out, the graveyard also has a range. That is the range that the graveyard will go and grab dead nuggets and bring them back. Hello? Hate this one.
I hope you find more than just bones, Creator.
We have... So for this particular one, you have to listen for howls. And it's kind of a pain because they're very quiet and faint the farther away you are. I hear them. They're over here somewhere. See... Oh, here he is. Hello, little dude. Come here.
Can someone please get that nugget a fresh pair of underwear?
I would shit myself too.
Just remember that nuggets don't enjoy falling from great heights, Creator.
There he is. He's back. You're welcome. Now, these do unlock potential new areas. So I'll kind of talk about that a little bit here. So you do have the ability to create recreational stuff. So like right here. A park to inspire lovers and help keep cities green. All the good stuff like that. Now, a lot of those are for later game. Now, right here. Surface of the box is inscribed with mysterious markings. The box is something. We'll look at it in a second. We'll open it before the end of the episode. But, all in all, stop making children. All in all, this game is really, really fun. And look, the water wheels, the water pumps, will stop working when the reservoir is full. See? +0 because it's full. It's not evaporating. None of that. Just as easy as that. This game thinks of everything. Town hall research is complete. And I'll put the town hall near the epicenter. Put it right there.
Placing nuggets in charge of nuggets.
Yes.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, I have no idea. But what we're also going to do is, like I said, we're going to try and build the an additional engineer's hut. We want it to kind of overlap a little bit. You don't have to a lot, but it does help. Especially if one of the engineer's huts, they can't make it there in time, so that one can. Now, let's see. We're at 44 minutes. Okay, let's take a look here. Box is heavy and smells of sawdust, so You know what? He's done researching it. Screw it. Opening the mystical box without researching it fully might lead to serious consequences. Yep.
You won't get much knowledge from a single fragment. Find them all.
So those also get fragments, as you saw. They unlock special things, but this one gave the oil and planks. So sometimes they can make your people sick. Sometimes they can kill your little nuggies. Could do a lot. So you got to be kind of careful of that. Now, as you see, oil can't be stored in here, so it's just going to sit there. But with that being said, I'm going to do a quick review of this game. This game is phenomenal. From where it started when I first started in this game years and years ago to where it is now, they've made this game really fun.
What did you do to make a nugget angry enough to leave your village?
I didn't do anything. But all in all, this game is
your
a
nuggets
lot
have
of fun.
experienced democracy for the first time. And chosen Adahi's successor. Let's hope the process will continue to be a good one for
They
them.
also elect people.
It's all about you.
And you can't influence it. They all have their own things, but yeah. Anyway, so the game is a lot of fun in itself. It is a hell of a lot of fun. And if you just want to chill, this game is that chill game. It's really fun. Yes, you do have to pay attention a little bit. Shut up.
Amount of hindsight.
But the game is a lot of fun on its own. I really highly suggest you all take a look at this game and consider buying it just so you can chill out on it. It's so much fun. But thank you all so very, very much for watching today's episode of Solo Bro Reviews. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, depending when you're watching this, whether it be the day or night. I hope you all have a good one. Goodbye, everybody.